Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities.
So there have been a gazillion videos made about the Panama Canal, documenting how it was built, its history since it opened in 1914, and how it still works today the same way it did over 100 years ago. But this video, you get to see us in our typical amateur and fun fashion. This trip marks the start of our South America tour on a much bigger boat than ours was. And this experience through the Panama Canal is one of the best travel experiences we've ever had. This episode is dedicated to my big brother, Richard Dembisky, who lives in Batley, Yorkshire, England. He navigated and transited the Panama Canal several times during his career with the Mobil Oil Corporation aboard the oil tanker SS Pegasus, when I was just this small. So Richard, I hope this brings back some fond memories for you and inspires you to make this journey one more time with somebody else on the bridge. Love you, bye. We get to see a few highlights of Panama City by hop-on bus prior to boarding the ship for an early morning departure into the Panama Canal Channel. We are transiting the Panama Canal from the Pacific Ocean on the south side of the canal to the Atlantic Ocean on the north side. You'll see this map several times as we go through the canal so that you can see where we are. The canal is about 82 kilometers long, connecting the Atlantic Ocean with the Pacific Ocean. It's a conduit for maritime trade that used to have to take the long way around Cape Horn in South America.
Said those are big tugs. It's massive.
Just up on the left, you can see one set of locks. These were constructed actually in 2007 as part of an expansion of the canal. These new locks allowed transit of larger new Panamax-sized ships. It's an early morning start, and around 5 a.m. we're approaching the first set of locks where we will also pick up our pilot for the journey. And despite all this technology, they still use the old-fashioned method of rowing to any vessel coming through the locks to collect their lines to attach to these mules. And here comes the first of our electric mules. The mules attach lines from the ship, and as the ship enters the lock under its own power, the mules adjust their lines and they keep the ship centered within the lock. Our ship used 4 mules on each side. Now we're about to enter the first chamber of 2 sets of locks at Miraflores. Each of these chambers will raise the boat 27 feet. You can see there are 2 sets of locks parallel to each other, which allow for more than one ship to come through at a time. And here now you can see the water level. We've been raised up 27 feet. We are now progressing into the second chamber, which will take us up another 27 feet. And these mules really do work their asses off all day. We're being guided out of the second chamber at Miraflores locks. We're going to make a very short crossing across Miraflores Lake to the Pedro Miguel locks, where there is one more chamber that will bring us up another 31 feet into Gatun Lake. And we follow the same process with the mules as we enter the Pedro Miguel locks. Once we come through these locks, we will be at the same level as Gatun Lake. We just came through the Pedro Miguel locks, and this guy slowed down for us because he's just come through the new locks. But looking this way, which is the way that we're going, we have right away. And now we're entering the Culebra Cut. And above us there is Centennial Bridge, which was built in 2007. As you can see, the Gaylord Cut is not very wide. In fact, it's between 500 and 600 feet. On the right, you'll see Gold Hill. This actually marks the Continental Divide. The significance of the Continental Divide is the water ebbs 2 different directions now. So from this point, it ebbs south into the Pacific Ocean, and it ebbs north into the Atlantic Ocean. Dredging is a daily activity in the Culebra Cut, also known as the Gaylord Cut, by the way. The average depth through this cut has to be maintained at about 40 feet. Now that we've transited the 8-mile-long Gaylord Cut, we're into Gatun Lake, the final body of water before reaching the locks on the Atlantic Ocean. We figured this was a good time to crack open the champagne that we've had with us for the last 2.5 weeks. We're almost to the locks on the Atlantic side, so we're going to celebrate.
At crack of noon.
Nice job.
No holes in the ceiling?
No. Just swig it. No, I'm not doing it.
How's that?
What we're looking at here is the Gatun Dam. It's an earthen dam across the Chagres River. It was constructed between 1907 and 1913 and is a crucial element of the Panama Canal as it creates the artificial Gatun Lake. And after an 8-hour transit, we finally arrive at Gatun Locks. Over there, you can see the Neo-Panamax ships leaving through the bigger locks. And as we enter the original locks, this big freighter to our port is just coming through as he makes the start of his transit through Gatun Lake over to the Pacific side. And once again, here come our mules to help us in the locks. There were 3 sets of locks, all in the same place here at Gatun, which will lower us down 85 feet into the Atlantic Ocean. we would totally recommend doing this.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the